The stage is set, the stakes have never been higher, and the spotlight is about to shine brighter than ever. As the 2024 presidential fast approaches this November, the nation is gearing up for a series of debates that could very well determine the direction of the United States for the next 4 years. With President Joe Biden stepping aside from the race, the upcoming debates will feature two starkly contrasting visions for America. On the one side, we have the Democratic ticket, led by Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. On the other, the Republican team is led by former President Donald Trump, seeking to reclaim the Oval Office, with Ohio Senator J.D. Vance by his side. As these political heavyweights prepare to face off, the upcoming debates promise not just policy discussions, but a dramatic clash of ideologies, personalities, and the future of the nation. The absence of President Biden from the race brings a fresh dynamic to the debates. Biden's decision not to seek re-election has opened the field to Vice President Kamala Harris, who is now at the forefront of the Democratic campaign. Harris, known for her sharp prosecutorial skills and progressive stances, will now have the opportunity to present herself as the face of continuity and change, balancing the accomplishments of the Biden administration with her vision for the future. On the Republican side, Donald Trump, a figure whose previous presidency brought significant shifts in U.S. domestic and foreign policies, is aiming to return to power. Paired with J.D. Vance, a venture capitalist and author known for his populist views and support of Trumpian policies, the Republican ticket is expected to push a strong nationalist and conservative agenda. The debates will offer a platform for Harris to articulate how her leadership would differ from Biden's and how she plans to counter the Trump-Vance vision. For Kamala Harris, the debates represent a crucial moment to define her leadership style and policy priorities. As the first female vice president and the first woman of color to hold that office, Harris has already made history. However, she faces the challenge of convincing a divided electorate that she is ready to lead the country. Her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, brings a Midwestern sensibility and experience in both executive leadership and congressional politics, aiming to appeal to swing voters in crucial battleground states. Harris and Walz are expected to focus on issues such as healthcare expansion, climate change, social justice, and economic equity. They will likely emphasize the successes of the Biden administration, including job growth, infrastructure investments, and the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, they must also present fresh ideas and a clear vision that distinguishes their administration from the previous one. Harris's debate performances will be scrutinized not just for her policy proposals, but for her ability to connect with voters and demonstrate that she can handle the challenges of the presidency. Donald Trump's return to the debate stage is one of the most anticipated events of this election cycle. Known for his aggressive debate style and ability to dominate media narratives, Trump is expected to bring the same combative energy that defined his previous campaigns. His running mate, J.D. Vance, who rose to political prominence with his best-selling memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, and his strong support for Trump's policies, will provide additional firepower to the Republican ticket. Trump and Vance will likely focus on themes of economic nationalism, immigration control, law and order, and reducing government regulation. They will argue that the country is on the wrong track under Democratic leadership, emphasizing issues like inflation, crime, and perceived threats to American cultural values. Trump's strategy will probably involve attacking Harris's record as vice president and painting her as an extension of what he views as the failures of the Biden administration. Several key issues are expected to dominate the debate agenda, reflecting the concerns of the American electorate. With inflation affecting the cost of living, both sides will present their plans to stabilize the economy. Harris and Walz will likely highlight job creation and the benefits of the Inflation Reduction Act, while Trump and Vance will criticize current economic policies and propose tax cuts and deregulation as solutions. The future of healthcare will be a major topic, with Harris advocating for the expansion of the Affordable Care Act and exploring options for a public health insurance option. Trump and Vance, in contrast, are expected to push for the repeal of Obamacare and promote market-based healthcare solutions. Immigration policy will be a heated topic, especially in the light of recent surges at the border. Harris, having been tasked with addressing immigration issues during her vice presidency, will need to outline her plans for comprehensive immigration reform. Trump will likely reiterate his calls for strict immigration controls and the completion of the border wall. Climate change remains a polarizing issue. Harris and Walz will emphasize the need for green energy investments and adherence to international climate agreements, while Trump and Vance are expected to argue for energy independence through increased domestic oil and gas production, critiquing what they see as overreach in environmental regulations. With global tensions on the rise, especially concerning China, Russia, and the Middle East, the candidates' foreign policy positions will be under scrutiny. Harris will need to defend the Biden administration's foreign policy record, while Trump will likely promise a return to what he perceives as a stronger, more America-first approach. Debates around issues such as abortion rights, gun control, and racial justice will be crucial, especially following recent Supreme Court decisions and ongoing national conversations. Harris and Walz are expected to advocate for reproductive rights, gun reform, and racial equity. In contrast, Trump and Vance will argue for the protection of Second Amendment rights and more stringent law enforcement policies. The debate format will play a significant role in how effectively the candidates can communicate their messages. Moderators will need to navigate the discussions carefully to ensure that the debates remain substantive and informative. With Trump's tendency to dominate conversations and Harris's inexperience in legal argumentation, viewers can expect a series of lively and potentially contentious exchanges. Each candidate will have the opportunity to outline their platforms and respond to their opponents' critiques. The pressure will be on both sides to appeal not only to their base, but also to undecided voters who could swing the election outcome. The debates will be broadcast across major networks, with millions of Americans turning in to see how the candidates handle the tough questions and challenges posed by their opponents. As the 2024 presidential debates approach, they represent more than just a battle of words. They're a defining moment in American democracy. With Kamala Harris and Tim Walz representing the Democratic vision of progress and inclusion, and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance advocating for a return to their interpretation of traditional American values, stakes could not be higher. The outcome of these debates may very well determine not just who occupies the White House come January, but the country's direction for years to come. Will Americans choose to continue the path set by the Biden administration under new leadership, or will they opt to return to Trump-era policies? The debates will be pivotal in providing the answers, setting the stage for one of the most consequential elections in U.S. history. We'll be following these developments and more, so stay tuned for the latest updates.